children. Welcome back with the new session. So in this class we are going to discuss a topic that we have already spoke about it. We have already learnt about the lesson in detail. That is an old lesson. So once again I am going to just give a explanation to this lesson. So the lesson that we are going to discuss today is globe, the model of the earth. Yes, this lesson we have already finished globe, the model of the earth. Okay, before going into the lesson, first thing we need to know is what globe is. What globe is. So, a globe is a three-dimensional where we see it has length, it has breadth as well as the volume. It has the length, it has the breadth as well as the volume. Now, we might have seen the globe placed on the table in the schools or colleges or in the stationery shops, isn't it? Now, what we see there is, firstly we see a globe is fixed to a handle here like this. So there is a handle which is giving support to this globe. So there is a rod which is inserted inside the globe in order to give it support. There is a rod inserted inside the globe to give it support, as well as there is a stand at the bottom here. Okay, so the rod which is inserted inside the globe, that rod is known as axis. The rod is known as axis. Now you might think why the globe is not straight like this, why it is tilted like this. Naturally, by its own way, the earth is like this only. That means the position of the earth is not straight, it's tilted. Okay, it's tilted towards its north. Okay, so the rod which is inserted inside the globe is known as axis. So this axis is an imaginary line. This axis is an imaginary line. Okay, so like an axis on the earth, we also see some other lines on the earth. Yes, you're correct. The other lines we see is latitudes and longitudes. Latitudes and longitudes. Yes, you're correct. So latitudes and longitudes, we have learned about them very well. Yes, latitudes are the horizontal lines. Latitudes are the horizontal lines. For example, if this is the earth, this is the axis, that means the imaginary line axis. Here this is the north, here it is south, east and west. The earth is tilted. Yes, the earth is tilted. So we have some imaginary lines. So these sleeping lines or the horizontal lines are known as latitudes. Okay, so among which the latitude, the main important latitude which is at 0 degrees, it is known as equator. EQUATOR, equator. Okay, it is said that an equator is an imaginary line which is dividing the earth into two equal halves. Okay, so from 0 degrees to the other 90 lines here from towards the north, and from 0 to 90 degree lines towards the south, the earth is divided like that. Okay, so totally we have 180 latitudes. Okay, we have 90 towards the top and 90 on the bottom, so 180 latitudes. Now the other imaginary line along with the latitudes we have are longitudes. Okay, there are longitudes. The word itself is very much clear that they are long lines. So they are vertical lines. Vertical lines are standing lines. So there are 360 longitudes. Among them, the important longitude is Greenwich longitude or prime meridian. Okay, this is also placed in the between of 0 degrees north. Okay, from 0 degrees north to 0 degrees south. Okay, so here the 90 degrees longitude is known as international date line. One more important. 90 degrees longitude is known as 180 degrees longitude is known as international dateline. Okay, so in total we have 360 longitude, 180 towards the east and 180 towards the west side. Okay, so this is about the latitudes and longitudes, the imaginary lines we have. Now, when we are talking about the earth, let us also discuss about the movements of the earth. Okay, we have learned that the earth has two movements. One is, yes, the rotation, and the other is the revolution. The rotation and the revolution. The rotation causes day and night. The rotation causes day and night. So what rotation is? For example, if this is the earth, so earth moves on its own axis. That means on its own way it moves. Earth moves on its own axis. So when it moves around on its own axis, okay, so this movement is known as rotation. It takes 24 hours to complete one rotation. 24 hours to complete one rotation. But it is said that exactly it takes 23 hours, 56 minutes, 4.09 seconds. 23 hours, 56 minutes, 4.09 seconds. Okay. So next time whenever someone tells you about 24 hours, please mention that they are 23 hours, 56 minutes, 4.09 seconds. Okay. So this movement is known as rotation. Now we'll talk about revolution. When it rotates as well as it revolves. It revolves. Now where does it revolves? We have learned in the lesson Earth in our solar system. That means lesson number 1 we have learned that sun in between, sun, the main celestial body, the sun in between, whereas the other planets along with the earth is revolving around the sun, Now earth's work is to rotate as well as revolve. So when it revolves, it takes 365 days to complete one revolution. 365 days or 1 year to complete one revolution. So revolution causes different seasons. Rotation causes day and night. Revolution causes different seasons. Seasons like summer, winter, spring, autumn, monsoon. Okay. So all these seasons are caused because of the revolution. Now, when the earth is moving, that means revolving, why seasons are coming? Why different seasons are coming? Because the positions of the earth is being changed. Now you will see, I'll show you a picture where you will understand the position of the earth, how it changes. Okay, see the image. This is an image of where the position of the earth is being changed in these 4 places. Sun in between, these are the earth. That means there is only one earth where the positions of the earths are being changed. This position of the earth, when it changes, it brings different seasons. So when it happens, this time is known as solstice. S-O-L-S-T-I-C-E. Solstice. So solstice is a time where we see the movements of the earth is bringing different seasons. Now, the first solstice we have is summer solstice. That happens in the months of June. So, that too on the date of 21st. So, 21st of June, you see that it is known as summer solstice. Now, what is summer solstice here? What happens here is, the daytime is longer. Usually June is the month of summer season, isn't it? Okay. So where the days are longer and the nights are shorter. You will find that the sun doesn't even set at the time of 6:37 also. So that means the days are longer and the nights are shorter. That means early in the morning again when it is some 4:30 or 5, you will see the sun is again brightly rising in the sky, isn't it? So this time is known as summer solstice, happens on 21st of June every year. So the other is winter solstice. The winter solstice. So this happens during the months of December 22nd. December 22nd. So that means December is a month of winter, where you will find that it gets dark by the time of 5, 5:30 or 6. You will find that the day has end up, whereas the night has started. That means here, opposite to this, what happens here is the nights are longer and the days are shorter here. Okay, this is because the Tropic of Capricorn, or the Tropic of Capricorn, the imaginary line that we have, faces more of the light during the winter solstice, whereas less light during the time of summer solstice. This is because of that this solstice occurs. Now there is a time that there are equal days and equal nights. There are equal days and equal nights. That happens on 21st of March and 23rd of September. 23rd of September. Okay, during these 2 days, on these 2 different months, you will see that the earth, that means the earth is experiencing equal days and equal nights. So this equal days and equal nights are known as equinoxes. Equinox, EQUINOXES, equinoxes. Okay, EQUINOXES, equinoxes. Okay, this is the time period where the earth experiences equal days and equal nights. So this is about the solstice and equinox. Now one more thing the earth shows is the eclipse. The eclipse, yes, we have seen the eclipse so many times, isn't it? Solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. So solar eclipse means the eclipse, or the grahan, we'll say, the grahanam. So that happens in the daytime is known as the solar eclipse, whereas this eclipse which happens during the night time is known as lunar eclipse. That means what happens here is the sun, the earth and the moon comes together in a straight line, so that causes the solar and the lunar eclipse. Now in the path of the sun and the earth, where the rays are directly falling on the sun, when the moon comes in between, usually it is the summer, usually this is the solar eclipse. That means the rays of the sun will be stopped by the moon to fall directly on the earth that time. So this happens during the summer, this is solar eclipse. Okay, now when it is lunar eclipse, what happens? Lunar eclipse, what happens here is the sun goes behind, whereas the moon is objected by the sun here. That means the earth gets objected from the light of the moon. Okay, usually on full moon day we see this. Okay, so during the full moon time, during the full moon nights, we see the lunar eclipse. So this is what the solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. So children, this is the lesson globe, the model of the earth. Okay, so we have discussed about the earth. We have discussed about what the globe looks like. We have discussed about the imaginary lines. We have discussed about the solstice, that is on 21st of June and 22nd of December. One is summer solstice, another is winter solstice. We have discussed about equinoxes. One happens on 21st of March and other one is on 23rd of September. We have discussed about the eclipse that we experienced, that we have seen. Now this was the lesson. I hope you have all understood the lesson. So for any more doubts and queries, please ask us immediately, and we'll meet up again the next upcoming new class. So till then, bye children. Thank you. Have a nice day.